Well, there's some robots and a lot of boobs and a psycho that kind of reminded me of a neighbor I used to have. I'm Jackie.
If life wasn't so cruel, everything would be beautiful. I'm Justin.
Jesse Helms hates him some titties, but probably not. I'm Sam, and this is Space... Fuck, I just fucked up the name. Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity on Stinker Madness.
Infinity. I feel like we should echo every time we say infinity.
Infinity.
Like that should be a law. Like the universe should just do that automatically for us. Like we should get a life filter. Like God should be in charge of TikTok, or he should use TikTok as to rule our world, and infinity automatically echoes. I'm Justin. This is Stinker Madness. It's a podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers. Sam and Jackie are here, and we are doing a really B movie from 1987-ish called Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity. Infinity. Yeah. See, I didn't do it that time. Sam, tell us everything you know.
Well, when you search for this movie, when you get to Space Girls F,
okay,
Google will automatically take you to the parental suggestions. Will be the first thing that comes up. You can't just get it to, like, you have to type out Space Girls from Beyond Infinity to actually search for this without the parental guidance thing. That the first link will come up is the parental recommendations on IMDb, which will have a cavalcade of why you shouldn't show your kids this movie.
Okay.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you why. Reason one I chose this movie is the history. The Cable Act of 1992 is actually a Consumer Protection Act that really just makes cable providers have to provide equal information and air the local stations and have a public access station. If they're going to charge the American citizen all this money, the American citizen should get X back for it.
Okay.
In 1992, when this was passing, Jesse Helms, a North Carolina Republican senator, used this film specifically to try to tack on censorship measures to the act on the Senate floor. This movie specifically.
Okay, so this is Night Trap and Dee Snider of bad movie? Like, why?
He said that his friends, or at least maybe concerned citizens, I don't know exactly who he mentioned, were just flipping through cable channels and this was on, and they're in hell now or something, right? Like, they were instantly taken to the dark side. And they basically told him to fuck off. They're like, no, this is... And have you watched the whole movie? Because it's really not that bad. There's way worse stuff that shows up on cable if it's not this.
Jesus Christ. Has he seen, like, Caligula?
He hasn't. Or he does, right?
Or, like, Last Tango in Paris? Or Midnight Cowboy? I mean, holy shit. This is...
Come on, guys. Come on. We all know what's going on here. He walked in on his teenage son with a bottle of lotion and some Kleenexes. He was fapping pretty hard. And it was like, oh my God, we got to stop this movie business.
The irony, Jackie, is that he wasn't actually, the movie was on, but really he was just looking at the bra section of the Sears catalog. The senator never noticed that, hey, honey, how come all the pages of your bra catalog are sticky together? Totally just a wrong.
I mean, it's weird because, I mean, his kids are adults at this point in 92 because Jesse Helms started in Senate in 73.
Okay, all right.
And I think he might have died there. Like, he was till 2003, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is the guy that puts Reagan in the White House. This is the guy that gets the church back on the Republican side.
Oh, boy.
This is one of the most effective senators in history. As a personal note, he's also a person that opposed any rights that a non-white, non-male, heterosexual Christian would have.
Okay.
Also wanted to slash the National Endowment for the Arts.
Yeah, seems like standard
you either love him or hate him kind of a guy. Sure and I think most people hated him because they're like, I like PBS, you fuck.
Right. No shit.
The best free channel we got.
Also, lynchings are bad.
Lynchings are bad.
Okay.
The thing that he said about the march was just like, as it's happening, when civil rights is happening, his comments are not like outwardly like aggressive, but he's like, oh, I think we've suffered this nonsense enough. It's a strain on the traffic system.
Yeah, those uppity you-know-whats.
Yep.
But still, let's go back to slave girls. No, but
so I'm not done with this because he takes it to the fucking Supreme Court in 93. This movie,
like,
and 96, and the Supreme Court's like, did you watch it? Because it's really not that bad.
Why is the Supreme Court involved at all?
He wanted to get it tacked back on there, and he thought that maybe he could take it to the Supreme Court and get it done. And it's just interesting that
on there don't show slave girls from Beyond Infinity.
In general, just no titties on the TV.
No titties on the TV. Okay.
No titties on the TV. But it's interesting that a man that had such a broad and large effect over American politics decided that slave girls from Beyond Infinity, there was the sword that he was going to fall on in his career.
Okay. All right. So, is RBG working in 92? I think she was. Clarence Thomas was right around the corner. No, Sandra Day O'Connor would have been on the bench at this point in time. And he brings in this movie, and she's probably like, not a single soul on earth is ever going to see this movie, pal. Like, this is a bad argument.
You accidentally turned it on to Cinemax at 2 a.m.? I mean, don't get Cinemax.
I mean, is this like Ted Cruz tweeting the porn? Is that what, like, oh, porn's bad, and then he fucking starts tweeting porn?
I feel like he was really just trying to introduce a porn tax that you could pay extra if you wanted titties on your TV. It's just another vice tax. That's what all these people, that's what they do. They're like, oh, we're going to save it. And it's like, no, you're just vice taxing. Yeah. And then going, oh, I hate taxes. Very Republican.
Right. But it's also...
Could you imagine if he would have seen Game of Thrones in the 1990s?
Oh, yeah, right.
He would have been like, there's wieners on TV. We can't be having man wieners on our TV.
Or just the internet, Jackie. Just the internet. Like, his head would have gone, oh!
No, I don't think so. I think he claims to hate titties, but what is that place in Japan, the Soap
World.
Soap World, yeah. I bet he would go to Soap World if given the or when he was alive, right? I feel like that's the thing with all these guys that are like, because they're going down left and right now. All these churchy guys are like, oh yeah, the orgy dude?
Yeah,
he says a lot of shit to get money.
Yeah, we had to...
But he likes orgies.
We had to pay...
And he likes shit in his ass.
We had to pay Manuel Noriega a lot of money to keep his little freaky weekend down there in Nicaragua a secret.
Yeah.
So...
Like, yeah.
What's Soap World?
Just remember from the QAnon documentary that I was talking about that...
I didn't watch that.
That I just said that I was talking about. And we explained on the podcast that Soap World is this place in Tokyo where you... if you're a connoisseuring gentleman, you go in and you lube up with soap and you just kind of writhe around on the employees that are also lubed up with soap. And like you've got soap slides and at the end of the slide, you go down the slip and slide. And at the end of it is a pile of fleshy bits that you slide around.
You just get soaped up and then you get tits rubbed all over you when you're like soapy tits on your face and body and butt and everything.
The whole building is covered in soap.
And then
so what happens if you get it in your pee hole?
You don't get it in your pee hole, Jackie.
It's like a bath.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You can't.
Right? It's not like
you don't take it.
Soap doesn't aggressively try to get into orifices. And then the best part about it is that it's not prostitution and there's no like tuggies or whatever. So like you end up at the end of your Soap World experience and you got to tug yourself off behind a dumpster.
Oh my God.
You're already lubed up, at least. You just slide to the dumpster. Just
perhaps if the titty rubbing is vigorous and full body immersion, you'll just spray it into the parts per million of what's going on in there, right?
It's like peeing in the pool, right? No, who's going to know?
Who's going to know?
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
so what happened?
The reason number 2 I picked this.
No, you're not going to tell us what happened with the whole court with the Jesse Helms thing?
They said no both
They're
times.
Like, fuck off.
They're like, fuck off.
This is bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. That was my crescendo to the Jesse Helms thing, was that he chose this sword to fall on.
Good job.
In an illustrious career of fucking people over. And I mean, you either love him or you hate him. Super effective politician. This was the one he was completely ineffective on, was campaigning for vice tax with the with this movie on the picket stick, right?
I can't get off of it, Sam. I'm sorry. I want to be there. I want to see this shit because like everybody bring us in that. Can we bring in the television? Just slide that over. Okay, everybody. Now, well, I'm gonna. Somebody can explain this VCR machine to me. Okay, can we get a guy over here? So And then he hits play and he's like, okay. All right,
and they're like,
just wait a minute.
Is that the Klingon theme from Star Trek? The motion picture?
It's coming.
They're like, yeah, okay. It is.
Yeah, it's coming. Just hold on. And then 45 minutes later, he's like, he does the Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in the West. He's like, there! Tit! Gotcha, titties!
And then they're gone, and everybody's like, ooh,
okay.
You actually stumbled into a slow night on Cinemax.
Right. He's like, you must ban all of. They're like, no.
They're like, this is a Charles Band movie. There's only gonna be so many titties. Right. Are you kidding me?
What an idiot. All right, reason number 2.
Most Dangerous Game.
Okay, yeah.
This podcast loves Most Dangerous Game movies, and this is a Most Dangerous Game movie.
So do bad movies in general.
Those are my 2 reasons for picking it. And that, I guess, secretly, number 3 is I will kind of put a waiver on any Charles Band, Elizabeth Kaitan team-up, but I'll get to that later.
First thing I saw in this movie was Full Moon, and I'm like, that's why Sam picked this movie, not knowing the insane history behind it.
I will usually pre-flight Charlie's movies, just because sometimes, even though I know I'm going to like them, I know that might not be good for the podcast, but I did not pre-flight this Charlie movie because I knew that about it. And I knew it was one of the first ones that he put into distribution when he started distributing his own movies on DVD, and it was also one that, he's going direct to shelves. He put this one in the theaters on a limited basis. And so, that when Charlie's behind one that hard, that it's probably got some gusto to it.
I mean, it's called Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity. It's probably a safe bet.
It's a safe bet. And I've never seen it, and I've been wanting to pull the trigger on it. So I finally did. Thank you to Amazon Prime for putting it on free with ads. I don't think it's been there. It's very short period of time, I believe, that it's been up on there. I don't know, maybe a month, something like that.
We did it on Tubi.
I would have picked it based off the movie cover.
It's got a great poster.
It has got a great fucking poster, which is awesome because in the history of this movie as well, like generally, that's how they sold the movies to get the money, is they bring them the poster. Right. And they didn't even have to do that. The name sold this.
Yeah.
Charlie got his $2 million, or I think that's what I was watching his show. I watched every part of season 1. I haven't started season 2 on his YouTube channel yet, but I think that's what he was saying, is around this time it was like, I can do it for $1 million or $2 million. I can't remember, but he's like, this is how much we can get. That's how much we get back when we put it on the shelf. So this is what we have. And, he didn't even need the poster to get the $1 million or the $2 million or whatever it was. Just the name alone sold the thing.
There you go.
I am going to accuse or guess or just say flat out that this is has to be one of Roger Avery's favorite movies.
Yeah.
Who's Roger Avery? Is that what you're asking?
That's what Jackie's asking.
He's the other guy that wrote Pulp Fiction and the guy that wrote and directed Killing Zoe. He's the other guy that wrote Pulp Fiction.
Never seen
people
Pulp
forget.
Fiction.
What the fuck?
No, she's an idiot, of course.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yes, you have.
Everyone's seen it.
No, I've seen like little bits and pieces
Christ
on the
in heaven, that's what you're doing tonight.
I can't. We have a child.
You can't. You have a kid. Jesus Christ, you're in a tight spot.
That's a real rock and a hard place.
Stay up late and watch this shit.
Yeah,
with headphones
I guess
or something.
We're gonna have to after he goes to bed. But Jackie, yeah, that's required viewing. Not because
crap.
I love it. I mean, I do. I enjoy it. It's fun, but you kind of have to. It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage, and it honestly hasn't aged as well as you'd think it would because his stuff gets stronger as he goes. But the sort of it is a little bit more batshit crazy. It's not any more batshit crazy, but he didn't write that alone. Roger Avery wrote it, and Zed in Pulp Fiction is this fucking guy.
Thanks for ruining my big joke. You blew it, man. At the end of the movie, that's my only note. The rest of this is trash. I got 2 pages.
Well, I inserted it right now because
that I'm just gonna throw away because you took my joke.
Yeah, well, that's not even really a joke. It's just super interesting trivia, and it's a.
How am I going to say Zed's dead now, Sam? How am I going to say Zed's dead?
You can still do it.
I just did, and that's as funny as it's going to get because of you.
But Killing Zoe, Eric Stoltz's character is also named Zed, so I'm just this. Okay. There's no chances that this isn't one of his favorite movies. Okay. That's just the size of it.
Right. Can I make a comparison of the cyborg to the Gimp? Like, is the cyborg?
There's 2 helpers to Zed in Pulp Fiction, and they may as well be shitty androids that bicker with each other. He loves this movie. Right? That's the size of it.
I think so.
And I bet Tarantino likes it too. Wow. The director is Don Dixon. He had a pretty short career. He did some compilation films that were like The Best of Sex and Violence, Famous TNA. I think Zombie-a-thon, however, is his other narrative film besides this one. I am not sure. I couldn't find out that much about it. But what I did find out is that 2 days into shooting, originally, the lead was played by porn star Ginger Lynn.
Okay. Don't know her.
She was pretty big, I guess. Probably right around the 90s, right around this. Or this is 87, so she was pretty big in the VHS scene, I'm thinking. Okay. All right. The pre-DVD scene, so prior to Vixen, whoever was running the show back then.
Probably some weird bolt-ons, I'm guessing.
No, she didn't.
Oh, hey, all right.
She was all natural.
Good stuff.
Anyway, 2 days into filming, he couldn't get anything out of her.
What do you mean?
Like, he couldn't get anything out of her, so they promoted... Yeah, like, I cannot work with any of these things. So they promoted Elizabeth Kaitan to the lead. Did you see her delivering these lines? She was best on set.
Yeah. Okay.
Requisite for this film is getting them out.
We might need to see if this Ginger Lynn did any other acting, because I need to see what her talents are other than having penises in her.
If she was going to break into regular roles, it would have been here.
Yeah, I guess that's true. She probably didn't do anything.
I think she did. She does cameos and shit like that. I'm sure she does stuff for, I don't know. She's probably in her 60s now.
Sure.
At which point they get Cindy Beal, who she's the second space girl, and then we will probably recognize Brinky Stevens.
Brinky.
She's the girl that looks at the camera in she's in a bunch of Fred Olen Ray movies. We've seen her before. The dark-haired girl.
Yeah, she looked familiar.
Because she's been in 210 movies.
Okie dokie, Brinky. Brinky's got a resume.
Yes, she does. And this also, like, the Charlie Elizabeth Kaitan team up, because she was in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, which we loved, right? Movie. At this point, if she's in a movie...
No, Garbage Day.
If she's in the movie...
That's Garbage Day, not
Garbage Day, yeah. Garbage Day is... if she's in the movie, there's an 80% chance that it's going to end up on the show, to the tune that I'm probably going to pull the trigger on two more of her movies at least, once I can find them.
Gotcha.
But she's in, like, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Like, she's been in a bunch of episodes already.
Okay.
Like, she gets them out. She's a pretty girl. She cannot deliver a line. I love her.
Was she in Playboy?
I love her.
By chance?
No, she was a model. She started doing these roles.
Very Playboy-esque body.
She does have a very Playboy-esque body. And it was interesting because she did a porno movie, but she did a non-sex role, like right after this, or right before this maybe, but like she wasn't getting a lot of run in the acting, whereas she was in modeling before. Mm-hmm. And I think right after this, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, then this one, and then the Jason one, and then all of a sudden she's just like, we know what we're getting with you, and we know you will get people to pull off of the VHS shelves, so she gets a lot of leads after this.
Okay, I like her.
And that is the wild and wacky history of Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity.
Jackie, let's go to you. You have two things that I want to have you address. You've got the makeup, including, which I need to remind you, includes the creature effects, the men in suits, that's makeup, and the hot ladies. Which did you like more, the bikini slave outfits or the creature feature aspect?
The lady slave outfits are just... Yeah, everybody does that, right? That's the same outfit that they wear in, like, the Beastmaster. Very uncreative.
10,000 BC when Raquel Welch comes off the beach.
We've seen that one over and over and over, right?
I think Charlie and Fred have like a storage unit just full of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with creature features. I liked the robots. I liked their dynamic tattletale. And then I liked that they're kind of junky. Like,
they are pieces of garbage.
Nobody's taking care of them. There's like wires and shit hanging out.
And they clunk.
Yeah. And then the weird guys at the end, I think they're zombies, but I couldn't be sure.
Don't know.
Then
I have questions for later on those guys.
I just kind of ignored those guys. But then like the Predator, Cyborg guy that I can't tell if he's helping or not. I don't know what his deal is. He looked pretty good, and he wasn't goopy, which, I mean, he kind of had a little bit of a sheen to him, but he wasn't gooping stuff out of his mouth or anything, so I was cool with him.
Okay. All right. As you can tell, dear listener, if you haven't watched this film, it has got a lot going on in it. Robots, cyborg, fish, frog men, zombies, and some cans. So... Hey-o, it's got all the checked off the list.
When they made it, basically that was the task, was to try to incorporate every genre, including softcore, so that they could get it on Cinemax and on video shelves.
It's so mild.
It's enough for a weeknight of Cinemax, right?
It's enough to get a very conservative senator pissed off at it, I guess.
And if you were a 13-year-old watching it and you started spanking at the first topless thing, you'd probably make it to the second one, and then if you thought there was going to be another one, you were going to be in bad shape.
Yeah, it's too much. It's
bad shape.
Just enough. Okay, let's get into it. I have questions already. Because the first thing that happens in this movie doesn't actually happen in this movie. We see Daria running.
No,
it's not Daria.
There's a question. Before the even happens, the credits start, and you're like, isn't this the Klingon theme?
Oh, right. Yeah.
From Star Trek, the motion picture?
Right, yeah, you already through that.
How'd they pull that off? Because he put it in the theater, so it's like, what's going on here? Did he pay for that? He must have paid for that, I guess.
Or nobody noticed, because nobody watched this movie. Jesse Helms. Nobody cared. It's shitty B-movie, buddy. Anyway, so there's this chesty lady. She's running through the jungle slowly. Because the other thing I like about all this vein of film, when they have the lady whose cans are just huge, and they're running away from something, and they don't have shoes on, they don't run, they trot. And I like that. It's fun watching ladies trot through things like, oh, I'm in danger. Trot, 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 trot. It's just something weird and fun about it. Anyways, so the cyborg that comes into play later in the movie, he's about to zap her, and then some shadowy figure shoots 2 lasers in his back, and he dies? And then that's it.
Goes down.
And that's it.
And then the lady's like, oh, I think you saved me. Right. Question mark.
But she's wearing the same slave outfit
He likes to hunt him in that.
But that's not where those slave... Because cut to a prison ship where there's two ladies wearing those slave outfits in a prison.
That's just the universe's slave outfit.
It's free. It's free for everybody.
Everybody that's what they want. Keep as little covered as possible and don't do any really tricky sewing.
Right. Okay. I guess it's just everybody has that outfit. All right. So back at the space prison, we meet Daria and Tisa, who are there for X reasons. I don't know why they're in a space prison.
It kind of seems like they were just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and these dudes just picked him up for the slave trade.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Look at how they're dressed.
Yeah.
I think it's the kind of slavery that's even worse than the normal laborious slavery.
Okay. All right. They're sex workers. Forced sex workers.
Yep.
And
they're being trafficked.
Okay. It's not a prison.
Space trafficking.
I mean, it is a prison, but not a government-sanctioned prison. It is a prison.
Getting them to the auction block.
Yeah.
They're in a transport.
I don't think that's how that works, Jackie. I don't think that there's a auction block. I think you just pimp them out. I think.
Maybe they're direct to the buyer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way, it's all bad.
It's all bad. So Daria's like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run, and she pulls on the chains, and they snap. They snap in two places, which is not how chains break. But okay.
She's super strong.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally a thing called the weakest link. That's where the chain breaks, but she breaks it in two spots. She's more strong than physics.
It was kind of a rusty shit bucket down there.
It wasn't good.
Maybe it just was, so many people peed on those that, finally they were rusted out and she could pull it off.
Yeah, that's a long-term strategy for, kick it down the road. Like, hey, I'm not going to get out of here, but the least I can do is piss on this chain so that someday some person may be free.
And also, you're attached to it. There's not a lot of other places to pee.
Yeah, you just got to go where you got to go.
It's where you got to pee.
Okay. So they bust loose, and they beat up some guards with this pipe. And the guards are like, dang it, I wanted to bang them, but also I wasn't allowed to because I would give 1 year's salary to have 10 minutes in that room. Well, just go in that room, you fucking idiot. But no, they're like,
what is stopping you?
Yeah, what's stopping
They're going to beat me up. Probably.
Which they do. They do beat him up, and they jump in this jet, the space jet, because it's not a spaceship, it's a jet in the hangar. And they're like, let's get out of here. We can't open the doors without a magic glove. What, like this glove? And it's fucking Michael Jackson's glove. Like, and then she pushes some buttons on the keyboard and the doors open up.
By the time they get to this part, I'm just like, word salad.
No, this movie is so word salad. It's just ridiculous. The jet runs on nuclear induction.
I believe that she said atoms at some point.
Oh, atomic induction. That's what it was.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Atomic induction.
Yeah, Ken Dixon, the director, also wrote this. And he was basically just like throwing as many words that were scientific at you as possible so that you just wouldn't pay attention to any of it.
I think that's how...
Because you're like, wait, that's not science. And you're like, I don't even know if those are sentences, let alone science.
The nice thing about having a space jet that runs on atomic induction is you can escape from the sex trade, but you can also use it to cook a turkey. Atomic induction.
Convection?
No, that's what the other line of space jets run on, Sam. The bad space jets, the TIE fighters of space jets, they run on convection.
Yeah, the TIE fighters are like space air fryers.
Take over the galaxy and toast up some old French fries.
Yep.
Okay.
Twice as fast.
Okay. So they get out of there, and nobody's chasing them. It's pretty convenient. But the very first signal, they're like, oh, where do we go? The very first signal that they run into is this beacon, and they're like, oh, it's got a sweet landing strip on it, and where else are we going to go?
They also, they make it out of the ship and they're like, oh crap, this thing's toast already. Like they escape and then immediately the spaceship that they were saying is so nice is actually crap and they're going to die. And they're like, we have to land, so we'll land here, I guess. And then they get into the planet and they're like, oh no, we're going to crash. I think that they don't know how to fly a spaceship.
They might not know how to fly spaceships.
I kind of, okay, so when I was watching this whole section, I was thinking, okay, this great spaceship. No, it's a junker. We're never going to make it anywhere. Hey, there's a distress signal. Let's go help out. Oh my God, we're caught in a tractor beam. And the villain is terrible at this because instead of just bringing the ship in, he crashes them. So they're going to die on impact, right? Yeah. Because they're like, tractor beam as fast as you can to the wherever. It's obviously they're near the ocean, but not in the ocean when they crash because her hair is still fabulous.
Yeah, that's the fatal flaw in his tractor beam grab people out of the sky plan, Jackie, is he didn't think about them having the ability to just jump out. Because that's what they do.
He counts on the escapes because otherwise his stuff wouldn't work. He needs them to escape alive.
Right, that's true. But no, I don't know.
It's dubious at best.
But either way, my point is that they jumped out of the spaceship that was traveling at 300 miles per hour.
They are better than Sam, what's his face? The beef guy in Shakedown.
Yeah, right, the beef guy.
The beef guy. Sam Elliott.
Okay, so they're separated, and Daria wakes up with her face in the sand. It's pretty kind of funny. Why she's just laying like that.
She's laying like that to get the front of her bikini wet so we can see some nipples.
There you go.
That's what she's doing. Well, it's called directing. All right. Ask Jimbo Wynorski about that one.
They should have done the top secret thing where she stands up afterwards and she's got a perfect bust in the sand.
Yep.
Skeet surfing. I want to watch that movie so bad. That's it. I mean, I wake up and all I can think about is Top Secret every day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she walks into this jungle. She finds like a rock to walk into, and the rock leads to the jungle, and the jungle leads to a castle, and the castle leads to robots and a guy named Zed, who
in leather pants.
Smells musty.
I think they might have had some trouble finding a guy many years later that looked exactly this guy to play him in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. I was thinking also, this guy's a really shitty, oh God, what the fuck is his name? Dean.
John Hamm.
John Hamm, not even close. Dean Stockwell. He's a shitty Dean Stockwell.
Yeah, his name's Don Scribner, and he's still kicking around doing like 5 movies a year. They're really low budget.
Dean Stockwell is not kicking around doing 5 movies a year because the last time he kicked something, it was The Bucket. Too soon?
Too soon.
I mean,
plus I like him.
It's just a fact of life. Kicking the old bucket.
They mention that later in this film with its deeper philosophy, kind of.
Yeah, right. My other option for an intro was, life is too precious to hunt people for sport. It's a direct quote from this movie.
Yeah.
Great job. No shit. Okay. So, her friend, Tisa's there too. And she's like, hey, when I jumped out, I landed directly on the castle. It was really weird. And he gave me this cool dress to wear, and you're invited to dinner with some guests who have also crash landed here. And they're like, well, that seems unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Her dress kind of reminds me of a witch's costume that you would buy at Halloween.
Okay.
Like an Elvira costume. And I'm thinking Elvira's. You gave that one to the wrong lady.
Yeah.
Which is the right lady to give that one to?
The chesty one.
The lead, because she has the big boobs.
Yeah.
And the one that's wearing it is like, oh, it's lost on you.
This whole movie is that famous photo of I can't remember who was looking at him, but looking at now I can't think of Jane Mansfield's boobs. That famous picture of like, it's titty envy, this whole movie.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because they're like, where did you get this? And it's like, well, the robot tells her the history of the pirates before dinner. That the pirates, it was a pirate fortress and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, the pirates, like, what did they pirate? Mostly Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Some hot lingerie coming up. What
is Victoria's Secret?
He's an old man that lives in Ohio.
That's funny because it's true.
So his name is Victoria?
No, he's an old man that lives in Ohio that's making money off of insecurities of young women and girls.
That's isn't that the song? Isn't there a song?
Yeah.
Okay. But what's the actual secret? Not what some dumb song told you. Like, is it her vagina?
It's crotchless panties.
It's her vagina, right?
No, it's not. It's actually like, that's like Adam and Eve shit. Victoria's Secret is just expensive underwear that's fairly form-fitting.
Okay. All right. That's the secret.
No, but it's a dude.
No, when you're sitting in the boardroom and you've got a bunch of guys in ties and you're like, all right, we got to sell these panties. How are we going to unload all these expensive panties? Let's have a clever name. Let's call it Dave Likes Beeve. No, that one's stupid, Gary. You always have the dumbest fucking... Last week it was when you were thinking about Taco Bell's name, you came up with fucking beaver-shaped food. I mean, fuck off, Gary. And some guy says, okay, well, how about Victoria? She's got a secret. And they're like, well, what's Victoria's secret? What's the man in touch?
That she likes getting fucked.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's fun. Wait, don't...
She likes to dress up first.
Don't keep it a secret, Victoria. It's okay. Screw around as much as you want. Be an independent, brave, sexually liberated woman.
It happens in this movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember the meaning of life. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I will say with Victoria's Secret, I have never owned a pair of their underwear that fit real nice, even when I was super thin. They always gravitate towards your ass crack.
Yeah, and I really feel like their cuts are they're meant for 18 to 24, and that's the end of it.
I'll tell you what, every time I get a rash right in the bra strap area, that's Justin's secret. I'm a pretty lady. Jackie knows.
That would explain why my bras are stretched out in the circumference area.
Yeah, because I've got bigger boobs than you, Jackie.
No, it's not the cup, honey. It's the strap that goes around.
Oh yeah, it's my huge lats that stretch those out. Every time I flex, it's like I can hear your underwear ripping because I'm fucking shredded, baby. You ever seen Arnold wear somebody's bra? That's what I look like.
It puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again.
And I have to lube up because otherwise I cannot get into these underwears. I don't know. That's a really bad Schwartz impression. Usually pretty good. Okay. So Daria's like, I can't do dinner right now. I'm a mess. I'm wearing slave stuff that's free that falls out of the sky, and I just crash landed and slept in sand. So I'm gonna go take a shower and get dolled up. And so she does. She got her hair did, and she got a fancy dress too. She comes downstairs and she's like, okay, what are we having? Oh, dinner's already over. It's midnight. Why are we eating at midnight?
She said she wasn't going to have dinner. She was going to clean up, even though she would really be fucking hungry. At this point, I'd be like, give me something to eat right now. I'm going to go change.
Yeah, can your robot make me a sandwich? Right. I'll eat it in the shower.
Yeah. Really? You ever done that?
No.
Okay, good. I don't think it would work.
I don't think it would work either. The bread would get so gross.
What happens when...
And then imagine if you accidentally ate a little bit of soap and then you had diarrhea for like 3 hours.
No, you'd have to just like open the shower door, dart in with the sandwich pressed to your chest and your back to the water, and just shove it in your face like a squirrel in the corner of the shower like it was a shameful secret eating. I got it down before the shower and then you like cough it up and stand in it. It would be awful.
Or the ass end of it when you get down there ends up like a Subway sandwich that always blows out the ass end, and then all your turkey falls onto the floor.
And you slip on it and you have to get stitches.
Oh, yeah, don't eat a sandwich in the shower. That's your weekly safety tip from Stinger Madness. It's a bad idea. In fact, they should put disclaimers on them before somebody gets hurt. No sandwiches.
They just on every sandwich a sticker. Do not eat in shower.
That's weird. I just made this sandwich and there's a sticker on it. That's the government at work right there. That's overregulation, buddy.
Where's Jesse Helms?
Yeah, vote Republican for freedom and death in the shower. Look, we got trains coming off the train tracks right now. These goddamn Democrats are trying to ban sandwiches in the shower. What is this? I thought it was America. That's some French politics right there. Oh, we eat baguettes all the time in the shower. We do not die. Okay. Whew. We're not doing this movie justice. There's a lot of fun stuff in this movie, and we're having fun with it outside. Okay, so also Rick. Rick is there, and his sister Shayla.
Hey, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Rick the Dick.
Good to see you again, Rick, in every movie ever.
Shyla is like kind of sweet on Zed a little bit here.
Yeah, she is.
She's like, he's amazing at playing the acrylic stick.
Fucking theremin. He's got a goddamn bullshit. What's that?
It's a holographic theremin.
When you see sound, Sarah.
Laser harp.
No. When you have that superpower and you can see sound, and it's like called.
I don't know what that's
Metamucil
called.
or something like.
Being on acid.
It's being on acid. That's what it's called. He's got that. He's got a theremin that makes pretty fucking lights.
Yeah, they have these now. They're like called laser harps.
Still got to build a theremin. I should be doing that.
You should take it to the next level and just add the laser part, and you have a laser harp.
Yeah, and then like a keyboard that just makes weird. Like, and then like I could tinkle with the Twilight Zone theme at the same time.
And you'd have to get Back to the Future glasses from McDonald's Happy Meals off of eBay,
dude.
And some for Winston. And there's your music video. Yep. That's 1 million views on YouTube right there.
Yep, done. Boom, sweet. Okay, Zed's got
when he plays his bullshit thing. Mm-hmm. He's about to play it, and he's like, "Would you like to hear it?" And she's like, no. I need some fresh air. And then Rick's like, I'll join you. And then they like walk 6 feet away and start talking under their voices.
They know he's the guitar guy at parties. Hey, anybody want to hear me play the guitar? No. Why'd you bring a guitar to a party, you jackass? Well, I thought maybe. Fuck off.
One really drunk chick might think I'm awesome and have sex with me.
She does not.
It never works.
She is currently banging me, not you.
If you're good enough to get banged from your guitar playing, you're on stage. Then you're taking your pick.
Oh, let's.
Yeah, I'm gonna say as a lady, I have never went for the guitar guy at the party.
Nobody goes for the guitar guy.
What a douchebag. I remember one time I walked by and kind of tipped my drink over his guitar and was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because I was like, quit playing. You suck, asshole.
That's a good move. I like that.
And he's like, my guitar. What the hell, bitch? And I'm like, see, ladies, this is why you don't want this guy.
And he's fucking fumbling. He's fumbling through the intro to Thunderstruck. And you're like, whoa, dude, that's going to drop some panties. Fucking Angus Young, dude. Nice.
I can almost play some Police. Do you want to hear it? No. No!
Come on, I've been practicing Message in a Bottle for like a week.
Okay.
If I skip 3 notes, I can play I've Been Watching You. But like 3 notes every bar. It kind of sounds like it.
All right. So they also, it gets exposed that Zed is a big hunter, which is pretty obvious because he's got a bunch of stuffed aliens, and he's got a fucking woolly mammoth there. I don't know how he got his hands on that, but you know, they're all over his castle.
The ones in the dining room are actually taxidermied quite nicely. You know, they're in poses. They look good. They're well maintained. Not like later.
Not like later.
Mm-mm.
So Rick is like, hey, Daria, well, he's doing the guitar guy thing. I used to have a bunch of friends that crash landed, and I haven't seen them so much lately. In fact, I haven't seen them at all.
And he's only pretending to be drunk so that he doesn't get killed. And he's like, there's sinister things at work here. And he's ready to stab Zed to death at any point.
But if he thinks I'm super drunk, that is a line that he won't cross. I don't know what the super drunk thing is.
I think he's on to
a drunk.
Well, he's on to Zed, but why would Zed be like, oh, well, that guy's drunk. I'm not going to fuck with him.
It's no fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a sportsman, huh?
He rubs his scar throughout the movie, like just longing for that time that it almost killed him.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I thought he had psychic powers.
No.
I thought he just had headaches.
Nope, he's rubbing his scar like he's masturbating to almost getting killed.
Okay, all right. Nice. Nice job, movie. That's good. It's good stuff right there. All right, Zed's like, all right, nobody wants to bang, so let's all go to bed. It's midnight. You, it's bedtime. Go tuck each other in and read a nice story to each other.
Well, and like the sister totally wants to be his girlfriend because she's like, oh, he's always sending us off to bed at midnight. And then she like throws her hand out there like, kiss me, fool. And then he's like, good night.
And she's like, don't you want to bang me? And he's like, not if you're willing.
Yeah, right? No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a thing with that. No.
All right, so
I don't want a girlfriend.
Daria here goes to bed, and in the middle of the night, she hears some laser blasts and some screams. And then Rick comes in, and he's like, hey, my sister's missing. And she's like, oh, I thought you were here for a different reason. Can we go find her? Yeah, I guess if that's what we're doing tonight, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
So they go look for her, and they go straight to this forbidden room that was during dinner was like, you can't, like, what's behind that door? Well, we don't go in there. But then they just go straight right into it.
Well, that's where the sinister business is happening, they think, right? Because Rick's onto him.
Why not put a lock on your door, Zed? If it's forbidden,
he did.
Put a lock on the door.
He did.
Okay, how'd they get in there?
Because Tisa had already found the key and unlocked it and was in there already when they went in, remember?
Okay, yep. I see. All right.
And this is technically called the trophy room.
Yeah, right.
Which he only shows to you right before he starts to hunt you.
I actually call it the max headroom. I'll see myself out.
Zed room.
Okay, yeah, there's heads on the walls all over. They look like doo-doo.
He's got a predator chair trophy.
He does, yeah. A game of skulls. Yeah, it's that stuff that makes bone. Keratin. It's the keratin.
No, that makes fingernails.
Okay, all right. I don't know what bone's made out of. Bone, I guess.
Bone.
Yeah. It's a bone chair.
Calcium?
Yeah, calcium. Game of calcium.
And some other stuff?
The calcium throne. Whatever. I'm trying to make an Iron Throne joke, and it sucks, and we should pretend it never happened.
Moving on.
Yeah.
And at this point, you realize that he's just become a lazy fuck about his trophy room. Because, like, he's just chopping their heads off willy-nilly. We see the one guy, they didn't even bother to taxidermy him. They just kind of shoved his head onto a spike. Taxidermied. Yeah, they're just shoved on a spike on the thing, right? And
those aren't going to last, bud.
It probably smells terrible in there.
Awful.
Real bad. Brains aren't good. I mean, brains are delicious, but not good. If you got to get those out of there and put them in a Jell-O mold, buddy.
Maybe he clear coats all of it or something.
He epoxies it.
Yeah.
That'll hold.
That's why Rick looks so shitty later, because he's just covered in epoxy. It's like, perfectly preserved. And they're like, well, it doesn't smell, but it looks like shit.
Yeah, why are they so glossy? Okay, so they get in there. Tiss is already down there. They see Zed returning with his newest victim, and they're like, run away, and they run upstairs. Zed comes in, and he's just got a bag, and his robots like do something to the corpse that's in the bag, and its head comes off. Like they don't.
No.
Okay.
That's what's happening here. Is that this table is his taxidermy stop? I just figured this out.
Yeah.
So they put the head on the table. It seals it. However, it's going to seal it because he cuts Rick's head off later, right?
Right. Shrink wrap.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So they set it on the table, and the table does whatever it needs to do to make the room not smell bad, and you can just stick it right on the wall.
The table.
Yes.
Makes the head.
Because it glows, like something happens to it, and it was just a head the whole time, right?
No, I thought there was a whole bag.
It was just, the robots suck, and it takes both of them to carry a bag with a head in it.
Okay.
Because there's nothing else in the bag.
All right. So, whatever. Okay, Daria and Rick, they sneak out this window upstairs, and they're like, we're going to go get the sister. We're going to find her, and then we're going to kill Zed, because we can't get to the spaceship without killing Zed, because the robots will, like, stop us. But if Zed's dead, then the robots will be like, well, I guess we don't have anything to do now, and we'll get out of here. And so that's their plan.
They may amend their plan later when they get more experience with these robots. Like, maybe we can just pick these off one at a time, and then Zed's the one to worry about.
Yeah, right. Well, back in the headroom, Zed has got Shayla chained up, and he's getting her prepped for rape. He's getting her rape prepped.
Was she in the closet?
What was she, like, we were just in that room and she wasn't there. Now she's there.
She wasn't there, so she was, like, being sedated in a closet somewhere. Yeah. And then he, like, chains her up after he gets back and dresses her up in lingerie so he can just rip it off of her.
Yeah. Man, good thing I've got all that pirate lingerie, because I sure am not kind to these clothes.
No.
And then his robots are, like, helpful with the raping as well. Like, they've got that training in them.
So I guess, like, she's chained to the front of the table and the robot's tickling her feet and he's just watching and going like, oh, this is what I'm going to make you definitely want to not have sex with me, and then I'm going to rape you.
Gucci goo, Gucci.
It's weird.
It is weird.
And then they cut to him smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And the robot's giving him, like, a massage.
Right.
Yeah.
On the bone throne.
Like, good job, buddy. Way to rape it up.
Yeah. You know, you're a big boy. You're a big boy. You made a big one. That's my little man. You big boy, says the robot to him. Make him feel good. Okay, so Daria and Rick, they are out in the jungle and they set up traps. And then Tissa's just wandering around the castle, and she goes into the headroom and she sees that Shayla's unconscious, and she's like, oh, okay, that's where she's at. And then Zed's like, go check on the guests. They should all be sleeping, robots. And this robot comes out, and so Tissa's like, shit, gotta go. So she runs upstairs. She does a quick change into some sleeky lingerie, comes back down.
No, she's
had
wearing
that
that
on the whole time.
All right, whatever.
She just comes down the stairs and is like, I just so want to go swimming.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to check the rooms. And she's like, I'm going to take my shirt off and go that way. You do whatever you want. And the robot's like, I'm going to follow her because this android loves titties.
He does. He does indeed. Oh, Mr. Android. Oopsie poopsie, my bra fell off. Benny Hill. Okay, so he follows her out to the ocean, and this other robot shows up, and he's like, hey, back to work, Phil. He's like, but boobies. And no, you got floors
This
to
was
mop.
probably the best part of the whole movie.
It's pretty funny.
I'm going to tell on you.
The
You're a tattletale.
managerial dispute between two
Yes.
robots who couldn't talk before.
And
You're not my boss, robot.
Once her top comes off and she just starts wandering around doing a titty show in the ocean, the argument gets more heated because he's missing it.
Right?
And his closing statement to his coworker is, You displease me and I ignore you. And then he walks off.
That's pretty funny. And also, Daria and Rick are like sneaking around these two robots who are arguing. I don't know what you guys are doing down by the beach, but whatever. They're waving at Tessa. They're like, Tessa, look, it's us. Hey. She's like, shh.
Yeah. This actually makes sense now that I think about it, that she's like, you need to run more distraction because they're just trying to get back to the fortress.
Right.
And they're on their way there.
But
so
why did you go down to the beach? We know that the beach, the jungle is in between the beach and the castle. They were in the jungle.
Yeah,
they went the wrong direction.
They're just flirting with disaster for fun.
Well, let's go see if the fish are biting. That's where the fish live. So they sneak back into the castle just as Zed is coming in to check on them. And she's like, do the thing from all the movies where you press me against the wall and kiss, and then the guards can't see us, and they move on, and we have this awkward exchange afterwards, like, hey, we're superheroes, and now we've kissed each other. And you kind of taste like wintergreen. Is that usual? And she is like, get off me! And he falls on the floor.
It's funny because she's like, we need to make this convincing. And then she takes off her shirt, and he's like, it's going to be convincing because I just blew a load in my pants. Also, Zed comes in and he sees them screwing, or what he thinks to be screwing, in his bed. And he's like, just the way I like it. New people screwing in my bed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like he's proud of himself. Like, I did that.
Aren't I a matchmaker?
Those fucking idiots don't know that I sleep in my chair. Yeah, go ahead and screw on that bed, you weirdos.
I'm like an evil Cupid. Pew, pew.
I had a genuine level of suspense when they were trying to get to inside before he made it back. I was like, oh, wow, and I wrote it down. Genuine suspense. That actually had me kind of like, ooh, a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, so they pork. And then Rick comes out and he's like, the stars are out and the sun is shining and that doesn't make sense, but I'm feeling good. And then gets punched right in the face by a robot. Yeah. Mid-strike.
Zed goes downstairs. He's happy because he's like, maybe this does make sense. He's like, hey, he's not drunk. He just got his rocks off, so he's about as hot to trot as he's going to get. Mm-hmm. Let's go get him.
Yeah, right. He's all fired up. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, but the awkward conversation that they have after they get done having sex, it was like,
oh,
you're my reason to live.
Oh, my God.
He's not her reason to live. She's like, I remember what it's like, why I want to be alive. And I guess it's feeling alive is what they were going for, but what it turns out to be is that, I remember my reason for living, getting banged by randos.
No, she says that, but it's not getting banged by randos. She says, I remember my reason to live, and then she rolls over and says, and it's you, Rick.
Okay.
You guys just met yesterday.
I missed... And it'll be Steve tomorrow.
Right. It's you, Rick. Today. I remembered. Alexa, set a reminder that reason to live. Thursdays, Phil? Okay. So he gets punched out. Zed's like, here's a gun. You got an hour for that thing to charge up, and then we can fight. But run?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was 10 minutes. The hours later.
Yeah.
So get out of here. Damn.
And then
his gun looks like a pocket pussy.
Does indeed look like something you would insert your penis into without a lady's involvement. Just pretty much everything. So.
And you're wondering here, like, that Rick's not going to do it because the movie would be over. But he's really incompetent even for Rick standards here.
Wait, you're telling me that Rick is not Danton? No.
Dude, yeah, Rick is not Danton. You can tell that from the beginning, but you didn't think he was going to be this shitty at it because he was told 10 minutes, and then he like runs into the jungle and stops running and then starts fucking with the gun when it's only been like 5 minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Rick.
Yeah.
10 minutes. It'll just come on when it's ready.
You know how I knew he wasn't in? Because when we met him, he didn't have his shirt off.
Yeah.
That's how you tell. Dan. Okay. All right. So after the chase, he finally charges up and he fires his shot. And apparently fucking Zed's really good at dodging bullets because he dives out of the way and it shoots one of the robots. And then he's like, oh no, I got to run some more. And he wanders into like this giant spider web. I guess it's supposed to be a spider web, even though we never see fucking Shelob or anything like that. It's just saran wrap on ropes.
I was maybe a little disappointed that they didn't try to throw in a giant spider here.
Yeah.
Because that would have helped with the character of Zed, too, that he actually got to kill something that was hard. Because at this hunt, he's disappointed at this. He's like, you tripped and fell down, you shot one of my fucking robots, and then you just get trapped in a spider web and drop your gun.
There's not even spiders on this island like this.
I don't even want to shoot you.
You went
You're
out
so
of your
shitty
way
at this.
to suck. You tried hard to blow. Do the other. Try hard to not blow. You missed a vital point of the whole. Okay, whatever. You're done. Bang, bang. And Rick's dead.
Now I'm going to go rape your sister.
Yeah. Dead guy. That was weird. My Skype just like did a fucking secession cinematography angle change on me. Like it zoomed in and like also shook the camera. Did you guys see that at all? It was cool.
I did. It was a very cool movie effect.
Man, I should try to do this more. The podcast would be a lot more interesting if we had cinematography. Like, we're not going to show it on YouTube. It'd still be audio, but if we had cinematography here.
For our own purposes?
It would be very dramatic for the three of us.
Ridiculous.
Okay. Sam's doing the vertigo shot. Look at him go. Oh, he's getting closer and further away at the same time. Whoa.
What?
Jackie doesn't know what the vertigo shot is. Okay.
Yeah, be quiet down there in the corner.
From my perspective, you're in the corner. Sam, I set it up. Would you like help with the joke, Sam?
I don't make jokes that involve Patrick Swayze.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. All right, so he's dead. He cut to the ladies. They're all chained up somehow. He's like, hey, I drugged you at some point. Now you're on this wall, chained up.
Yeah.
Huh, I don't remember that.
In shitty slave outfits.
Yeah, you're back in your slave outfits. They're free.
Yeah.
Universe provides. The dude vibes and the universe provides. That's what I always say, said Zed.
He does some monologuing here about how women are more fun to hunt because they're clever and unpredictable.
Yes.
He's like using misogyny as a compliment. And he rounds the bases for bad guy.
Yeah, he sure does. And he's like,
meanwhile, that one sister lady, she's still trying to be his girlfriend.
No, she's not, because he's like,
no, she hates him.
He's like, and behind door number one is your brother's head and your boyfriend's head, and the sister's like, ooh, like, whoa, how about you tone down the mental breakdown right there, Shayla? Oh. Yeah.
Not Rick. He was kind of a douche.
And Daria has no emotion. You boned that guy less than 2 hours ago, and his head's up on that wall, and you're like, yeah.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Why am I supposed to be Who the fuck is that guy?
You had sex with him just 2 hours ago.
Well, I don't remember that. So obviously, he had a micro penis, because if he was worth a damn, I would have remembered.
I heard you screaming pretty good through the door.
You know, it's all about the ride. Sometimes you just need to make them think that they're on a Disney cruise, and they're riding the wave in and they're doing a great job. But when you're really just like, oh, hurry up. This is so fucking awkward.
Or, you know, she used him to get where she needed to go, but he was a bit of a scooter.
Mm.
And they see his sister and Daria see his head, and they're like, I bet he didn't put up much of a fight. But he didn't. The fun part of the monologue, though, is he warns of something called the Phantom Zone, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, the Phantom Zone, really?
Are you really? Are you going to fucking run into Zod in there? Like, what's her name? Not Denise Crosby. Boy, I sure don't like her. The Sarah Crosby. Sarah Arnold. Sarah Danes. The good-looking lady from Superman 2.
Sarah Douglas.
Sarah Douglas. I knew she had 2 first names. Because Danes is a first name.
You can never trust somebody with 2 first names.
In Denmark. Okay, so where the fuck are we? Okay, so he's like, here's your knives. Here's your knives. You got an hour. Robots cut their chains, cut their zip ties. Here's your knives, lady. I'm 4 feet away from you right now, within arm and knife distance. Boy, I just want
to... He gets an arm and knife distance again.
I just want to stab that Zed right in the heart. Then fucking do it!
The robot's kind of in between.
The robots do what? They've never seen the robots do anything this entire time except for fucking jerk off to a naked lady. They don't. Yeah. They're mostly butlers to these
They
gals.
Could kill him right here.
Just stab him.
Yeah, he's monologuing, and that's when you kill the bad guy, when he monologues.
Look, I've got a gun. I'll just shoot him. Okay, but they don't. They're like, let's go trot in our bikinis. Mm-hmm. Also, ladies, before you leave, before you go trotting, here's a map to guns.
Here's a map to guns. A temple of guns.
Watch out for the Phantom Zone! Zone!
Then Shyla, after they get about 10 feet away, she's like, I'm just going to wait right here and kill him. He's not going to expect that. And they're like, maybe we should have done that a minute ago.
They're like, maybe we should do exactly what he expects us to do. Make a run for those guns. Shayla, clearly you have a plan that would work. We can't do that. We got to play right into what he wants us to do.
Yeah.
Plus, they really need to find the relaxation log.
The relaxation log. We'll get to the relaxation log in a minute here.
Yeah. When they're making their way through the jungle, one of the traps has been set.
By who?
And the other...
Or who?
But one of the zombies just walked into it.
What are they doing out of the Phantom Zone?
They just wander around out there.
Then maybe you should,
because they were wandering around out there the night of.
The night of?
When they set the traps.
Oh, yeah. There's this, like, guy came out of the woods, but then he heard, like, a lion's roar and was like, run away. They seem like they're okay guys.
I have questions about these guys, because they're wearing Dockers and Birkenstocks, I think. So, but either way, then they get to the next trap, and she says, this whole tree's going to fall. And I'm like, this is pretty large and elaborate traps for one night of work with a pocket knife.
Yeah, what are you guys, fucking Ewoks or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking kill some stormtroopers with your sticks.
Yub nub.
Yub nub is what they said. Okay, so the map falls out of Tiss's bra, and Daria's like, because of course it did.
Because your titties are small.
A little bitty titty club.
Yeah, if I would have put it on my big tits, it would have been trapped forever. We wouldn't have even been able to get it out.
We didn't need pliers. Because I don't know if you saw, but my boobs are big. She throws hard shade on Tiss's tiny tits.
Hard shade.
Where in reality, the big tit girl was probably sweating underneath her tits, and the map would have been under there, and all the ink would have ran.
Yeah, titty residue.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't much of a map.
No.
It was like there's point A and point B. There wasn't any cardinal directions on it, so like Tissa decides that it's her fault, so she should go back for it. But somebody should be like, you know what? Let's just keep going. That wasn't much of a map.
Damn it! My small chest has ruined the day again.
Android liked it. I liked it. It's fine.
Every time somebody has to rely on my boobs to save the day, I'm a disappointment to everyone I know. My father never loved me.
The only way for us to survive right now is if you smash this between your boobs. God damn it.
All right, so the other two, because Tessa's like, I'll go back and get it. The other two are like, well, let's just go back to the castle. What?
No, they're gonna go on to the temple without her.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they said that.
With no map.
I thought they said let's go back because they're having a powwow on the log of restful meditation.
Yeah, with the fan blowing up and their hair is going everywhere and it's really sexy. And then they're like, well, maybe we should go back and try to help find the map because that was kind of dick to just let her go.
Right.
Yeah, they decided to go back, and we should keep note that on screen, they go to screen left to go back when they are on the resting log.
Yeah, that's true.
It has a lovely painting underneath it.
Oh, man. A nice little brook running through there. And, I mean, they paid for that painting, so they got to use it in the film, Sam.
Yeah.
So they go back, and they're like, oh, hey, there she is. And Tessa's like, oh, hey, Zed's right there. Like, right there.
Yeah.
I'm right here. He can see me, and he can see you, and you can see him. But he's right there, and nobody moves. And they're like, we got to help. And Shayla's like, well, there's only one thing to do. And she jumps up and runs and gets immediately knife gunned. Because he's got a knife gun now.
It's a mini crossbow, so it's just a tiny bolt.
But before it was a laser gun.
Because this is so sporting and he's so hopeful of this, he's using conventional weapons against them.
Oh my God. Well,
he's got twins. He's got two. He's two-handing it.
You know what?
Dual wielding.
A fucking crossbow is a knife gun, Sam.
It is. It fires a bolt.
It is a historical it's a historical knife gun.
Not really, it's a bolt, because a knife gun we've seen what that is, and it just shoots a knife out of a gun.
Could I
best movie prop ever.
If money couldn't buy knives and all I had were crossbow bolts, could I cut my steak?
No, it would be fairly difficult, but I think
possible,
you could do it.
But then it's a knife gun. Then it's a knife gun.
No. Because you can have one that just has a pointy tip, and you would never cut steak with it. You could just stab it over and over again.
Die,
dead steak that is cooked.
I have to make you a knife gun. Okay.
Beat the shit out of you and then eat you with my hands.
And so they're like, oh no, she's dead. She sacrificed herself. Well, we didn't even talk about like other ways, like maybe we should shoot at him because he's fucking right there, or throw our knives or whatever.
Like 5 minutes ago, we walked right in front of Tisa and she didn't stab him in the back.
She didn't fucking stab him in the back when he set off that trap. Like, God damn it. You idiot.
He walked right past her, like a foot away.
Dumbass. Well, okay, sorry. Sorry about my small bust line ruining everything again. That has nothing to do. Shut up! You don't know tiny tits are not big booby lady. You know what it's like to be me. I'll jam a stick in the ground, and Zed walks right fucking into it. Stick goes right up his ass.
Yep, maybe it's in his leg, I think.
It's in his leg in the movie, but the only possible place that stick could go based off of physics is his ass or his taint. Yeah. Like, it takes some balls on the way, and then little Vlad, the Impaler.
His scrotum is on the end of it. It says Zed was here. Because I am his balls. They are detached.
Hey, Zed, you dropped something. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. We gotta pace down.
So meanwhile, he sits down, and the robots are like giving him medical aid.
Sort of.
They're giving him like a weird scarf to tie around his leg. But he's there for like, I don't know, it seems like at least a half an hour.
He sits down.
A lot of notes. I've got a lot of notes between when he gets injured and when he gets back up. But anyways, the ladies find the gun temple entrance.
They make it back to the resting log, have a fucking mundane conversation, and then walk back the wrong way. Because they leave screen left again. No, you have to go the other way, but they can't go the other way because there's not actually anything there.
It's a set. It's a drop off.
Just walk into the wall.
Right. Okay. They're like, speak, friend, and enter. Do you know Elfish? And it turns out she does. And she hits the right button, and the door opens up, and they're like, let's go in. Yay, free guns. Guns.
Yeah. She's like,
time and space are different in here.
It's the Phantom Zone.
She's like, Tisa, I think we're in the Phantom Zone. Where did you go?
Rules of time and physics don't apply here. But really, we could just walk through stuff. Like, it's just a path with some smoke in it.
Just a smoke machine.
Yeah, it's just misty. Oh, and there's zombies. They seem...
Zombies / like snake people?
It's just a really ugly guy in Dockers and a flannel.
I think they're just the locals.
Yeah.
They're townies.
And they're like... He puts his arm on her shoulder, and she's like, die, fucker.
She cuts his fucking throat open.
Gonna help you find the gun.
She doesn't react like, and then like just slashes randomly. She reaches forward very methodically and cuts his throat open, which at no point in time does she say, I panicked. I am sorry, sir. She keeps going. Like, get it in there.
Bloodlust.
Yeah. Dick, move, lady. You just killed that guy. But that's okay, because Tessa's killing guys too.
Yeah. And then Tessa finds the guy from the mutant cyborg from the beginning of the movie, and she's like, this must be the guns, and tries to start taking his arm off.
That's a weird shape for
like,
a gun.
stop that.
I didn't know guns could be man-shaped.
Yeah, she keeps tugging on it, and then she's like, oh, I guess that's not coming off, and he turns around and he's like, ha, I'm awake. And he takes her.
God, if I had a nickel for every time I had to tell some lady that's not coming off when she starts tugging on me. The irony is that cents. I pay for...
Could I have a nickel back?
The lady's trying to, tear me apart. And,
Maybe that's what the Nickelback is supposed to be about. Bands named after shitty tug jobs. Because their songs are shitty tug jobs, I'll tell you that much. So he hugs
around your feet.
he hugs her to sleep instantaneously, too. That was pretty fun.
That was nice. She needed a nap. He carrying her.
He doesn't kill her, he's carrying her. So we'll have to I'm going to have to save this, what he wants with her later, because by the time he's carrying her around the gun area, Daria's already found a really big gun and shoots him with it.
He like presents Tissa. He's like, hi, got your friend. And she's like,
yeah,
with sonic rounds.
Laser sonic.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, we got the guns. Let's lock and load. And that's finally when Zed's like, I'm feeling a little better. I'll just take my bandage off. Zed, you're bleeding out.
On the resting log.
On the resting log, that's right.
I loved the gun pose, though.
The lock and load?
When Daria totally poses, leg up. She's got the Captain Morgan and the gun perfectly sideways, like she could be a silhouette. And then Tisa does the lock and load, and I clapped by myself in my office.
Hell yeah. Some badass bitches right now.
Yeah.
Yep, so Zach's back, or Zed's back, thanks to the magic resting log. And the ladies head out of the temple, and the cyborg's following them. Kind of. He's more like wandering around aimlessly. It's really weird. But they have this shootout with Zed on the fucking magic resting log.
Yeah.
And Daria falls off onto whatever's behind the painting. I'm assuming a mattress and some crew guys.
It's just some guys catch her.
Yeah. Want to get some craft services now?
If it's actually, I don't know if Charlie's people were like that, but the camera was on, so that
the only place you can catch her, Sam, is her chest. I mean, it's just it's that big.
Yeah.
Look, if the other one had failed, we could have been professional gentlemen. But the only place to grab her by is her tits. Mm-hmm. Charles?
I tried to grab something else, but your tits were in the way. Sorry.
But not really. Thank you. Thank you for a very special day. All right, so she's gone, and Zed, he takes Tissa back to the castle for some rapins, and the cyborg is just lost. He's like, there's just shots of him just like standing in the forest going, is it that way or that? I should not have gone left, exit stage left on that magic log, because that does lead to nowhere.
Mm-hmm. So he's about to rape Tessa, and that's when Daria shows back up. She climbed back up some vine and now is a gladiator.
She is dressed like Achilles. Yeah, too bad she doesn't have the pitchfork in the net, Sam. She could have done some real damage. Pitchfork.
Yeah, no, it was because when Tissa gets up, she's like, go get some weapons off the wall, and she's pretty leisurely about it. Mm-hmm. I was hoping she was going to grab the net and because then he would have been fucked with the sword and the shield and the net and the trident.
No.
He'd have no chance. He would have just given up right then.
Yeah, Brick Tambling comes in with a grenade.
Yeah,
it's all over. Yeah. So she's fucking. They're fighting. And speaking of Achilles in Greek mythology, the robots fire lasers that they just now realize, oh yeah, we forgot we had the power of lasers out of our chest. Sorry, we could have used that earlier. At Tissa, but she grabs a plate, chest armor, and it bounces off and hits another one of the robots, like Perseus fighting Medusa.
Yeah, and it's looking bad. Zed has knocked the sword from Daria's hand. But then the cyborg mutant just kind of berserkers on in there. Mm-hmm. Still unclear what his motivations are, other than I think he really likes Tisa. And just kicks the shit out of Zed and the robot. He vaporizes, he electrifies the robot. The robot's neutralized or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he just beats the living shit out of Zed, and then he starts heading for Tisa. And then Daria bonks him with a club, and he disappears into a poof of light.
The mace of
glass?
White, yeah, it's a glass. The glass mace of disappearances.
Yeah,
that should be on the mantle. It's a pretty powerful relic you got there.
I'm now questioning why they don't finish Zed off, but they just kind of hop over his body and head for the spaceship.
Well, they're like, oh, the escape ship. Oh, it turns out it was just right over there. Huh. It's just right over there.
Yeah. Also, like, in the whole fight scene, Tisa has a sigh that ends up being a sigh. Because she never uses it.
Womp, womp, womp. That's the weapon I got right now, is a womp womp.
And then they get into the spaceship, and it's got, like, leopard print seats.
Yeah, it's his shaggin' wagon, Jackie. It's his fucking, it's Jeff Goldblum's birthday party ship from Thor Ragnarok.
It's mostly for orgies.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it's voice controlled.
add bananas to the shopping list.
And then they almost die.
Please.
Fly away, please.
We don't have that song, but you can have it for an additional $6.99. And then you accidentally fall for it once, and they still don't have the song for the $6 a month.
Now playing "Come Fly With Me" by Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
on Amazon Music. God damn it! No, I want to fly away. Now playing "Fly Away" by fucking Lenny Kravitz. No! Don't play that.
Mushrooms and pepperoni on a large Domino pizza. Do I have that order right? No.
Okay, so Zed. He's stumbling around. He's bleeding from the neck from getting bonked or something. I don't know. And
the robot kind of kicked the shit out of him.
The robot,
the more mutant cyborg.
Yeah,
there's a lot of pokey things on him,
yeah, I guess.
right?
Okay.
So you want to lose the fight.
Tisa had scratched him.
She
on the
with
neck.
her hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Late.
That's why he's bleeding from his neck.
Those are.
He seems like he's bleeding from a lot of spots, and he's pretty beat up.
Cat claws. Okay. So he stumbles to his throne. The ladies, he sits down, and the ladies take off, and then Zed's like, I hit the self-destruct button on my house.
Speeding through this too much. One, they should just fly straight up and into outer space.
Right.
But
pull up.
Daria's like, I'm going to take us through this canyon first. So she takes him through Beggar's Canyon.
Yeah, right.
While peril is to be had. And then eventually they fly into space and start bickering. Like, just cat ladies again for like the 60th time. And Zed's got a detonation thing. And you're like, oh, fuck, he's going to detonate the ship. They're not going to get away.
Right.
And he pushes it down and he detonates himself.
He blows up his house. Or the planet, we're not real sure.
He doesn't even blow it up. He just electrifies the piss out of it and kills anything that's in there, and it's still there. He's like, I have lost a fight, therefore this underwear pirate fortress should go to someone else.
And then the ladies are like, whoa, that was a close one. What should we do now? I know. Let's do Star Trekking. We've got a whole galaxy to explore. Let's go out there and see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Fucking hilarious. Jackie, questions.
What is the cyborg's deal?
Yeah, it's like a dual part question. What does he want? What is his deal?
Let's start here and let me ask you guys a question because I wasn't clear on the beginning. When he's the very beginning and he's got another slave Leia lady, does he shoot at her at all? Is there any harm that he commits upon that woman?
He does not.
Then I think he just is lonely then.
Yeah, so I think I have what's going on here. On either side of the island, there's a fortress.
Okay.
The cyborg mutant and his Docker boys are in one, and then Zed and the two robots are in the other. Anytime somebody crashes there, Zed wants to hunt them, and he wants to put them in his harem.
Oh, okay.
And he's just on the losing end of most of these exchanges, but at the tail end of the movie, he's had enough,
most
and
of
he's
them?
just storming the other
lost
fortress.
All of them, Sam. He doesn't have any...
Yeah, he's lost all. No.
I don't see any sexy ladies hanging around cyborg zombie guy.
And I don't know what he would do with a harem, to be honest. I don't know. He's got a lot of equipment, but I don't know if he has the right equipment. But he likes them. Hold me.
Just hold me. I think he's lonely. I think he's just really lonely.
Yeah.
Hug. That's all he wants. Give him a hug. But because he's so pincushiony, every time he hugs somebody, he kills them. And he's like, oh, I've killed George once again. I've crushed him with the might of my body.
Yeah. Or they turn into the zombies and then they hang out.
And
because the zombies seem like they're not really threatening at all.
They seem like all right guys. They just like wander around. They're probably like looking for resources or making delivery. They probably this whole movie is probably like the end of Triangle of Sadness, where there's a fucking beach resort just right over there. Those guys are just the fucking cabana boys.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's legit.
Yeah.
My question is, what does Zed do with the rest of the body?
Leaves it there.
Yeah.
He didn't with
Rick. He just cut his head off and left the rest of it there.
And so there's just headless body. Like, because how many people are on that fucking wall? Like 100?
Well, there's a bunch of dangerous jungle things that just eat the bodies, scavengers,
Not
and
the
whatnot.
bones. There'd be bones everywhere. You'd like, crash on the island, and
they could be giant dinosaurs that just munch it up, crunch and munch. Nom, nom, nom.
Or they could have pigs. Pigs will eat the bones.
Fucking little brick top there, huh, Jackie?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Zed's got pigs. That's the end of the question. Okay, good stuff. Anybody else? Sam?
No, my one was like, what is going on with the zombies and this mutant guy? And I think we figured it out.
In the Phantom Zone. It's just this weird Bermuda Triangle on an island in this planet. And also, is the whole planet just this one island, or what's going on with the rest of the place? I need more.
I don't know.
I need more. I would like a sequel to this. Which leads me to my next question. Should there be a sequel to this? Yes. And final recommendations. I'm going to start. Yeah, I super liked it. I mean, it's not Hall of Fame, but it checks off all the boxes. And if I didn't say yes to this one, what the fuck would I be doing? Jackie?
Oh, definitely yes. It was entertaining and fun. And the robot bickering was my favorite part. Definitely a do.
It's a do. Charlie brought in a guy and he's like, I need you to round all these bases, and that guy did it. It's got all of the things that we needed to be in this movie to be on that shelf.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious.
It's also got like a tinge of... Like it kind of reminded me of Dinosaur Island a little bit, which is, you brought up Fred Olen.
The same costumes.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, but we said that those costumes are in all the movies. It just has this like almost Wynorski-esque fun, not taking itself seriously, but also a little deeper than just its initial visage of whatever Jesse Helms thought that this movie was. I thought it was
pornography.
Yeah, pornography. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. There's not enough to spank to. It's not pornography.
It is definitely not. Unless you're 13. Okay, so that's your podcast.
I think even at 13, this would be a rough FAP session.
Okay.
Unless you knew if you'd seen it before and you knew when you had to like hustle.
Damn it. Next week is not my pick. It's Jackie's pick. So never mind. Why am I looking at my phone? Jax, got anything?
The King's Daughter with Pierce Brosnan. Ooh. It's on Freevee.
Ooh, The King's Daughter. That sounds dangerous.
Well,
it's got a mermaid.
Here's the thing. How has old Pierce treated us in the past?
That's true.
Not good.
True.
Not good.
I mean, good, but not good.
Wait, no, the Phantoms. What was that shit with?
Oh yeah,
that was awful.
We didn't do that for the podcast. We did Dante's Peak, Always a Treat, and Lawnmower Man. That's the plan.
Okay, yeah, no, he has been good to the podcast. On our do's and don'ts, he has done poorly.
Okay, all right. We'll see what happens with that. Enjoy your guys this week and get to the chopper.